There's a place, a school, an institution where a professor resides. One that for the past 30 years has traveled the world teaching others. A pioneer in America of the fighting science of Savate. One who codified the sports of this fighting style. One who has produced clubs, champions, and continues to develop. Listen to work.
Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing well. It's a great Monday. This weekend we had a great time. We met one of the governors for Texas. His name, one of the candidates for governor of Texas. His name is Don Huffines. Excellent individual. He came down here, met the crew, folks that have been fighting for many other things. Great fighters of their own, in their own right, for different objectives in society. It turned out well. You guys should look him up. Don Huffines, remember that. On another note, it's also first day of school to many schools, especially here in Laredo. Parents, embrace your kids. This school year is going to be hectic. Okay, the pressure of COVID, the pressure of the pandemic, the pressure of wearing masks, getting vaccines, everybody else is going to be using that peer pressure against them. Believe me, not only that, they have to face peer pressure from drugs and from gangs and from all the other stuff that we had to live through. Now they're living some other issues, so embrace them. Again, if your kids need help with defending themselves and learning that, and they're a little bit afraid, bring them over to the school. Believe me, we'll teach them. But going back to the question, a great question that was asked. It's, what is a coach? Okay, and I pondered on that for a while, and I thought back, what is a coach? A coach is an educator, a person that leads a team or an individual. In the combative arena, coaches exist, but once you take a fighter to the ring, they're known as seconds. And those fighters have all their trust goes into the coach or the second. But I'm going to read you something for you guys to understand. And this is straight from the Department of Licensing and Regulation, the Boxing Commission here in Texas. And it says, it's responsibilities of seconds. Each contestant must have 2 seconds unless the department permits otherwise. Each contestant shall have 1 chief second. The second shall dress neatly. Seconds shall keep their corners clean, dry, and free from objects. Seconds may surrender for their contestants by standing on the apron and signaling to the referee. Okay, there's some other things in there about rules and such, but the important part of a second is it's your responsibility for the safety of the fighter that's inside. Something that I learned during a grievance, they brought me in to witness because there was some issues with in a boxing tournament that I was taking my boxer next. And they call officials and, they exchange words, and grievances were brought forth, and USA Boxing had a meeting right after that. They brought me in, they said, you witnessed this? And I said, yeah. What happens is, you, the second, are responsible for your fighter. If you start cussing out somebody else, your fighter's going to get in trouble because of that. Now, if you want your fighter to continue when the referee stops it, you start arguing. Oh, he could have won that. That's your ego. And I remember an old official of USA Boxing tells me, Paul, one thing you guys need to understand is ego stays at home. And I go, yeah, of course. And if you're a referee, when in doubt, you stop the bout. Imagine that. When in doubt, I stop the bout. Why? Because you don't want somebody to get hurt, want somebody to get killed, or be maimed for life. or crippled. A lot of things can happen. This is a combative sport. MMA now has everybody teaching MMA. Thai boxing, everybody has teaching Thai boxing. So that's a little bit different because it's a little bit more controlled than the other arts. You have to actually do a little bit more schooling than they let you out. But it's getting there. Boxing, of course, way too many people out there teaching boxing in their own garages and don't know what it is, and it takes somebody to fight. They don't know the rules. They get upset. So as a coach, know the rules of the combative sport. Know the rules of the organization that you're under, because it might change from state to state. Understand that. Might change from kickboxing to Savate, from Savate to Thai boxing, from MMA from one state to the other. Be careful. Also, as a second, you have to prepare your fighter. Prepare the fighter for the ring, for that match right there. Okay, so that means you have to learn how to wrap. That's my pet peeve. I see people in boxing and they go out there and all of a sudden the boxer comes in and says, you know what? I broke my hands in the boxing match. You know whose fault it is? The coach. The second, he did not know how to wrap hands. Practice. You do not know. If you're in Laredo, come on by, I'll teach you. If you don't know and you're a coach and you want to coach kids and want to go out there, get to an older boxing club and tell them, teach me, I'll pay you how to wrap hands. Many would just teach you without payment. And remember, there's wrapping hands for amateur, then there's wrapping hands for professional. Two different wraps. Okay? So understand that as well. Folks, a coach, a second, can make a champion or can destroy a competitor. Understand that. Okay? Not because you're teaching somebody how to hit a heavy bag or hit the focus mitts, you can label yourself a coach. It takes time. You have to be involved with the style of fighting that you're in, regardless of what it is. Remember, many people look at you, they confide in you, they want you to make them champions. Okay? Also, understand that not everybody that comes into a school, a gym, is going to be a fighter. Not everybody. So you have to have your fighters, those that just work out as well. Then you're going to have guys that are just there for sparring, that just want to spar. Sparring's a different element. Then you have to understand how to develop a fighter. There's so much. It's a beautiful art. That's why they call it the sweet science. There is so much to learn. Every day I learn something new. Understand? Look, ask others. How did you do this? How did you manage that? So on and so forth. Not only that, you have to be a dietitian. You have to be a nutritionist. You have to tell your fighter, hey, you know what? You're coming in too heavy. Start lowering down. Start doing more road work. Stop the soft drinks. Stop the beer. Okay? And if you're afraid to do that, get out. Don't get somebody hurt. The only thing I can say is once you become one and once you become a second, once you understand and love it, it's going to be in your heart for forever. And you're always going to help others. Beautiful thing. I'll leave you with this. Train hard. Study what you're looking for, what you're trying to do. Okay? Folks, go to Buy Me a Coffee, join the crew. We're talking about a bunch of stuff that's going on in there as well. You guys want to buy some t-shirts, some merchandise, we got it. The link's at the bottom. When you scroll down, it's going to be at the very bottom. Buy whichever one you want. Again, stay safe, be sound. Peace.
Khan Academy, 956-401-4868. Savate.biz.